with that, we're going to cut back to Big Team. So you're standing at this intersection of library and operating theater.
Part of me really wants to go in there, but most of me really doesn't, pointing towards the operating theater.
Let's go. Maybe not. I'm curious. I think we should go.
Okay.
Just a quick peek. Just like...
How about this? I have both of my arms. I'll go in.
I mean, mine's
Going
fine.
first.
It doesn't even really hurt.
I'll just push Bobby in.
Oh, God.
What a time to have... I love that your special ability right now is that you have both of your arms.
And can walk.
And can walk.
And can walk. But I'll be right behind Bobby.
So you went into the operating theater? Or
Yeah.
the library?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The theater.
The theater.
Theater.
The theater. The theater.
So
We're here for a show.
Let's see a show, please.
somebody-
I don't think we want to see this show.
Surface.
So you open the doors, and the room is just like, it just looks like it's kind of day. There's enough light seemingly coming in through the operating theater windows on the top, where the other nights you saw strange figures talking to each other. But everything's covered in dust covers. There's like a dust over the entire area, and it looks like this place hasn't been used in years.
Do we have phones?
Yeah.
I hadn't even thought about the fact that we had fucking phones. I assume they don't have any signal.
No signal, of course. It's
course.
a blizzard outside.
But there is a light on it.
Yeah.
Can I turn on the light and point it up to where I saw that really strange looking shadow figure?
In the theater?
Yeah.
Yeah. There doesn't appear to be anything there now. And if anything, you could tell that there's like a hole in the ceiling. Almost like the outside of the hospital is like kind of getting into the inside of the hospital there.
Oh, so it's wicked cold in there.
Yeah, this is the abandoned wing, so it's kind of falling apart.
Roberta kind of scoots up next to Wendy and leans in. Now, you don't have to. But do you want to try to look at this place with your other eye?
Well, when I tried to show Dr. Haverly, it wouldn't open, so I
Maybe it was shy.
Oh, God. If I have an eye that has fucking feelings... This is gonna be horrific. Sure. And I'll pull it up again.
Are you closing your other eyes?
Yeah.
Your other eyes, god damn it. So when you close your other eyes, your third eye, when you will it to open, it takes a health to use.
Okay.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah.
That I did not know.
Okay, so... Good to know. So, how
Wendy
many health did I
dies.
start with?
You start
I
with
had 5.
five.
Okay.
And then
I
you
have
lost
I
one.
have two I have 2 health left because it took me a health to stand
It's
up.
okay,
a
we'll
health
shuffle
to-
right back home.
Yeah.
You gotta go
Go
rest,
take a
girl.
real big nap.
So you open your eyes and the room just it looks I'm trying So there's like silhouettes that are strange in this room. You could tell that they are somewhat monstrous in shape. Kind of, it's hard to see thanks to everything, you know. This eye just is hard to use. It can see all of time all at once and everything like that, but you tend to try and focus it. So when in the center of your vision, you almost have like this kind of beam of sight, and you can see almost a still image of you being worked on in third person. And then you look over to your friends for a moment, and you see that Roberta's hand is like kind of like glowing in a weird way, and you can see the fingers or bones in her fingers are like kind of glowing all the way down her arm like this, just a forearm about. And then when you look at Bobby, you notice that there's something strange inside of their stomach.
When you say something strange,
It's like it's hard to see what it is, but it's glowing, whatever it is.
okay.
And it's maybe about like this big, and it's kind of pulsing.
So I understand that this eye is difficult to use.
Yes.
Is it possible to try and focus so that I can see the events of the night we were taken and pushed forward to the night Roberta and Bobby were taken to see what procedure was done, to see what was put in them.
Yeah, you can kind of like control time a little bit. You can see what happens in the previous when Roberta and Bobby were being operated on. It looks like, just to kind of sum it up very quickly, the doctor takes the bones out of Bobby's hand, puts some of them in Roberta's hand, but then also takes some bones from a plate that had, like, this weird little four-armed thing was holding up a plate that had other people's bones in it. And he was taking bones from there and putting them into her hand as well. So Roberta has, like, bones from a few different people in her hand.
And what's in Bobby's
the big
stomach?
thing that you notice at the end, though, from third person is at the very end, Roberta, the doctor goes up to Roberta and moves her hand like this to, like, kind of close it a little bit, and the entire room shakes, and he, like, backs off of her and just kind of looks at her like he's almost terrified as the entire room erupts in, like, applause.
Okay, and what's in Bobby's stomach?
When you try to focus on it, it's hard to see, but it's just kind of like this pulsing thing going like this.
Okay.
Oh, dear.
Now your third eye's bleeding.
Oh. Okay. I'm gonna try and keep it up. And I'm gonna try and go across the hall into the library.
If Wendy starts to walk, Roberta's not gonna let her do that. Does Roberta see that her eye is bleeding?
Yeah, and her normal eyes are probably starting to kind of have a little bit of blood, and they seem to.
Oh yeah, no, it's gonna be a no from me. So.
But I have to find out what's going on.
Well, you can't find out what's going on if you're dead.
Okay.
I'm gonna go over to the tables.
I'll close it.
Just have a little peek-see.
At the tables?
At the table, yeah, in the center of the
You take the
opera.
dust covers off, they're just tables.
Okay.
They have, although, they have in the dust an outline of somebody as if somebody was laying there recently.
Sorry, fucking what?
It's you.
I
It was you.
hate it.
It was
No,
all of
and I
you.
hate
It
it.
was literally all of you.
I will tell Roberta what I saw.
Do you tell Bobby?
Well, I tell both of you.
Okay.
I report everything that I saw.
Oh, okay.
What are you?
What are you?
I sure
Not
hope they're not
talking to
Ed's
you.
testicles.
Roberta does not laugh like that. Roberta does not think that's funny. I just think that's funny.
It's
But I
fine.
wasn't-
We
as
all
far
cope
as-
in different ways.
As far as I know, doctor, I wasn't like cut open at all, right?
No.
I don't like that.
I think we should probably take off that cast.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Well, think about it this way. Think about it this way. That cast is keeping your hand from doing things.
It's also keeping it intact.
You don't know that.
Listen,
All of
my
this-
things were taken out of my hand and it moves just okay.
Maybe it's a way to, because when you started bending your hand, he freaked the fuck out. How else to make sure you don't bend your hand? Put it in a plastic cast.
It's a very interesting theory.
We're gonna cut
mean-
back to Ed really quick. Ed, you're kind of snooping. And all of a sudden, the door to Dr. Drake's office opened, and inside walks the porter. And he goes, Ed, I thought I told you you can't be in here. I thought I told you to stay put.
I mean, I thought you were going to help me in here, but you left.
Yeah. Where's my keys, Ed?
You left them in the door.
Can I have them back?
Yeah.
And he kind of walks up to you. And he takes the keys from you, and he kind of looks at them really quick, and he's like... And he puts them in his pocket. How about we leave, Ed?
Sure. Did you find the doctors at all?
Nope. I had to help with something else. Came right back to you. We'll find them together. How's that sound?
That sounds good. Let's go together.
Okay. Get back in the wheelchair, and we'll begin our hunt again.
Okay. Yeah, and I'll get right back in.
Alrighty. And then we're gonna cut back to the other team again. Are you going into the library?
Library.
Yes.
I was about to say you can continue your conversation. I was just, or that.
You said I'm baby. I'm like, the stress is not good for the baby.
I'm baby. As we're making our way into the library, Roberta, does my hand hurt?
Yeah, it has a dull pain.
Yeah, but like a dull pain. I'm bleeding from the eyes.
That was a choice that you made.
That was a choice.
You told me to do it. That was a choice. What the fuck?
When you walk into the library, you notice the hospital library stinks of mildew. The shelves are mostly empty and the furniture is mostly broken. But there are a handful of damp cardboard boxes stuffed with books from the county hospital that they didn't want. It's a collection of obsolete medical texts, morally uplifting books on the temperance movement from the 1920s, some soiled and torn pulp fiction novels like The Demented Days of Danvers and other junk. There's a side room adjoining the library, which once contained tapes and videos, but is now crammed full of broken wheelchairs and crutches. In the corner of this room is a chair and a desk that have clearly been used more recently than the rest.
I go there.
I'm just waiting to see like a picture, like in The Shining, just like all of them. Has everybody seen The Shining?
I have, but it's been so long that I don't.
It's been a while.
Okay. And Jack Nicholas is like in the picture from like 40 years ago. I'm just waiting to see like Dr. Drake in the picture.
Or us.
1,000 years.
Or us!
What a twist!
What a plot twist! Okay, alright, sorry. Focus.
desk.
So
To the desk.
So what is everybody doing? Roberta, you're going to the desk. Was just everybody going to the desk, or did anybody else want to just like look around or anything?
How long is a rest?
Huh?
How long is a rest?
I want to say a rest would be you have to go all the way back to your room.
Okay, I will remain standing because I can't afford to sit down and stand back up.
You can. That'll be fine if you want to do that.
No,
It's just
because
the
then if I do
initial
that, I'll
getting
have one
up.
house left. I definitely want to look in the room with all the broken wheelchairs and shit to see if I can find any other tapes and shit.
Okay.
I will just kind of look around the bookshelves of the books that are here and see if there's any that look less gross than others, or any that have interesting titles or fancy symbols on. Oh, wait. How about something that has okay, I want to look for 3 kinds of things. 1, books that are not as mildewy and gross. Or 2, conversely, the oldest fucking books in here. 3.
Books made out of skin. Perhaps one that have eyes on them. Maybe Necronomicon.
Well, see, something akin to the symbol that Dr. Drake had on the necklace that he was wearing.
Oh, yeah. So I guess here's the way we'll do it. Roberta, you go over to the desk, and what you find amid the debris is a pile of 4 discarded handwritten notes. The desk itself looks like it's got dust, but it also looks like somebody was sitting on it, like their arms, like there's like removal of dust where arms would be, as if somebody was reading a book there. But then also you notice a handprint that looks like it's been taken away. Like that. But yeah, there's 4 discarded notes. And then as far as what Bobby finds, Bobby, unfortunately, you're still kind of young, and all these books look old as fuck to you. All of them also look like they're covered in mildew. There's no real interesting standout books in this room. Wendy, what you find is strange. You find, like, what looks like some sort of weird altar, but it's way back there. Like, kind of shoved, like, you would have to, like, get somebody to maybe help you remove some stuff to get to it.
I have occult studies.
Oh.
So if I can get to the altar, that'd be pretty clutch. Help!
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 Roberta's gonna take the notes.
Okay, so we could kind of cut back and forth between Wendy and the notes. So Roberta, what you notice is it looks like somebody was trying to translate from German to English. The original text must have been quite complex and obscure, as there are a lot of false starts and corrections. I'm trying to remember. Bobby.
Yeah?
You gave Roberta a note that looked like Gavin Langley's writing that you found in a book Gavin Langley had.
I did, and she translated it for me. It's written right here in my little notebook.
Yup, so the handwriting on most of the pages matched that of Langley, Gavin. The one page with crabbed, hard-to-read writing has to belong to a doctor. So it's like two people were writing notes on these pages. One of them was definitely Langley, another one has to be a doctor because that's how they write. Due to the notes being written erratically, and as well as a second pair of notes being scribbled incoherently, it's a bit hard to parse what the writers are talking about. One page mentions something about the hand and the eye as necessary tools for the physician. The eye sees that which is hidden to the layman, and the hand opens the doors of understanding and higher knowledge. It also mentions how both the hand and the eye should stay bound at all times, except when the School of Night is in session. There's also more notes, but we're going to cut back to Wendy. Wendy, what are you doing?
Is somebody gonna help me get through here?
I guess I will.
So you begin kind of clearing the way then. You use like your crutch to do it sometimes. You occasionally have to grab your gut, but like you're able to start getting back there. The second page of the notes, another page mentions the necessity of killing the doctor's humanity, a detachment from the flesh. Emotion and desire must be purged. Knowledge, skill, and the surgeon's art are the only things worth pursuing. The third page must be referring to a part of the original text, as it mentions that that only the heirs of Chiron can be the true judges of a surgeon's talent. Harm should never hold back knowledge. Every great doctor must prove themselves by solving the riddle of death and purge themselves of doubt and fear. We're gonna cut back to Ed really quick. Ed, the Porter, that's the word I'm looking for. Porter, he's almost kind of given up on the looking around the examination rooms, and he looks over to the old wing and he's like, I mean, I know some of the doctors go to the library, let's check that out. And he starts to...
I doubt he's in there. I mean, what?
We've checked everywhere else, Ed. We gotta look one more. And he starts to take you that way despite your protests.
I'm gonna say, what if we passed them, you know, like what if he's already went back to the room to check on us?
Well, that's gonna be our next stop after this, Ed. And he pushes you into the door to the old wing, and he goes,
Wait.
Oh, look, looks like somebody's been here. And then we're gonna cut back to Wendy and Bobby. Bobby, so you get to the back, and what you notice, it looks like it's kind of a weird setup. So again, it doesn't really necessarily look religious in any aspect. What it looks like is there's like a dead pig, like strung from the ceiling, and it's bleeding into a cup. Inside this cup that's sitting on like kind of a cabinet, so all this is like chest high up. There's like a wax figure inside of it. And next to that is a bunch of turpentine sitting on a like cleaning shelf next to it. And in this little wax thing, you see like this little wax figure. Kind of looks a little bit familiar. because it looks a little bit like the porter. Like, it's got, like, these little clothes on it that kind of look like the porter. And you notice that there's another one that looks like it's half melted in, like, a trash can next to the, next to this weird setup going on. Wendy, you have enough room to get back there now, but really quick before we do, Roberta, the final page. The third page seems to be written entirely by whatever doctor was on the second note taker. It appears to be a psychological assessment of a patient. It refers to the patient's delusional sense of superiority and limited intellect, and recommends that he be excised as soon as possible once the specialists arrive. Now, Wendy, you get to the back, you said you have a cult? Would you like to spend a point in it, or just use it? So you recognize this as... You've heard about it in stories, like you've read about it in books and stuff like that, but you've never actually seen one of these in real life. You could tell that this is like textbook definition, occult textbook definition of how you make a homunculus.
So, just a really, really strong servant.
Yeah, it's like they made a dude. But you also know what it looks like is there's the one in the garbage can, right, that's half melted, but then there's also a bunch of turpentine next to it. In order to destroy a homunculus, if you don't want it anymore, say, turpentine will, like, get rid of the physical manifestation of a homunculus. But you also know you have to use it on the actual homunculus, not the shrine that births it.
So you have to use the turpentine on the homunculus.
Yes.
And there's turpentine next to us.
Yes.
Convenient.
This might and so the porter isn't real. It's like a golem.
Could be. You surmise that could be what's going on, but that just seems also crazy. I want everybody, at least Bobby and Wendy, to take a stability test for me. You have to pass 3. If you lose, you will lose 4 points. So, whatever you lost, if you it passed, like whatever you betted is what you lose. If you didn't, then you didn't lose anything.
I didn't lose anything.
Unless if you failed, in which case you lose 4.
I have a crazy person sheet that has all the notes from Maria's game and then our game, and all they have is stability 4.
Nice.
The only thing I could discern, I'm like, that makes sense.
Roberta, you look up from your notes and you didn't really notice this before, but something at the end of the library is looking at you. It's like there's almost like this kind of window between some knocked over bookshelves, and there's this thing with this melted face just kind of like looking at you.
I'm going to... Oh, no. I'm a curious Carol, so I'm going to look back at it and take a step forward.
You see it, like, kind of a hand comes in between the bookshelves, and it, like, lifts it with ease, and it's this kind of strange, hulking... It looks like the porter, if you were to stretch your imagination quite a lot, but it's, like, melted in a couple of places, but it's also, like, hulking a little bit.
Dad, it's just melted.
And it just goes, you, and it steps over the bookshelves, and it starts to come closer to you. Ed, you see the library come and go on your right, and the porter doesn't seem to be taking you to the library.
Oh.
Fuck.
I'm, you know what? I'm gonna fall out of the wheelchair.
You fall out of the wheelchair?
Yeah.
He's basically leading you. You fall out of the wheelchair, and you roll through the doors that were directly in front of you, which leads you into the operating theater. And he just goes, "Oh, I think you caught on, didn't you?" And he pulls what looks like a big knife out of his, like, side. Like, it was embedded inside of him, and he just goes, and you see, like, blood drip from it as he does. He just goes, "Well, you're getting a little too close there, Eddie." And he starts to come at you.
Oh. Do we hear any of this?
No, you guys are dealing with your own shit.
Oh, no!
Oh, no.
So I guess we'll have Ed kind of figure out what he wants to do first, and we'll cut back to everybody else.
I need snacks,
so,
just like Emma does.
Snacks.
You guys could go get snacks while I fuck up Ed.
Yeah. But I want to hear how Ed gets fucked up.
I don't know. I
I've
need
already
donuts.
fucked enough.
I've been fucked enough.
You lost your testicles, you're about to lose everything else.
I have no point in living. So, yeah, I'm gonna try to. I'm a cop. I'm gonna try to disarm him.
Alrighty.
I don't have an ability for that, but I'm gonna try.
I want to say, what's a good... What do you have any what sound like fighting abilities?
No, most of mine. I'm a talker. Most of mine is all
Scuffing. Scuffing is fighting in fear itself, because...
Well, yeah, for the
Whatever.
general stuff I have.
Yeah, so I want you to roll Scuffing. You have to beat 3 in order to pull this off.
I'm just going to lose 2 and call it an auto win.
Okay. So, he like goes down. You manage to take a crutch that was like loaded onto your wheelchair. You like kind of kick it towards you, and you hit him in the arm with it. And he throws his knife across the room, and he goes, "Ah, stupid son of a bitch!" And he kind of takes the wheelchair and tries to hit you with it. Why don't you roll? Let's see, what's a good dodge? Athletics.
Athletics. Fucking roll the 1.
So he kind of hits you with the wheelchair, and you go like skirting a little bit further into the what's it called? Operating theater. We're gonna cut back to the other team. So you two walk out of this little nook that you were in, and you see this big thing starting to walk towards Roberta. And it's like, it's got a good distance to go, but in maybe like a second, it will be kind of on top of her.
Okay, and we know, in theory, if it wasn't crazy, which now it doesn't seem crazy.
Doesn't
because
seem
I'm
so
looking
crazy
at it,
anymore.
We have to throw the turpentine on the thing and not the doll.
Yes. That's what you would know from your occult.
My occult.
Yeah, you've seen a movie
And
where they
spending
did that.
everything I had on the occult.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab some turpentine.
Just run back.
I'm just gonna go pick up the turpentine and like try to stumble as quickly as I can right in front of Roberta and just splash it all on the person.
Alrighty, how about you roll shooting for me, and you have to beat 2, because
I don't have shooting.
Oh,
I have
it's
scuffing.
oh,
It's a general.
you don't have anything in
I
shooting.
have shooting. I run over and I grab it and I throw it at him.
Oh, good. Okay, so you
have
roll
shooting.
shooting.
You see me trying to lift it, but I'm too weak.
Or you're just too slow. Like you got it,
Yeah.
but then you can't get back, and then they grab
I'm
it
out
from
of
you.
I'm out of breath already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need a nap.
So you have to beat 2.
Got a 4. We're good.
Okay, so you spray it, and it cuts through the thing like it's nothing. It's like the spray just goes right through it as if it has no resistance, and now just like this gigantic hole is just through it. It starts to dissolve around, and it just goes, oh no, and it starts to like kind of melt into the floor, but then it grabs Roberta and picks her up, and you can roll, let's say scuffing.
Okay, I'm like frantically trying to open
Scuffing.
this stupid fucking granola bar.
You want
Yeah.
some scissors?
Scuffing, yes, sir.
Scuffing or athletics, I'll give you.
Oh, athletics. I'm gonna spend 1.
Okay. Did you get
You
2?
rolled a 2, didn't you?
I did.
So it like goes to grab you with its overly large hand, but you manage to kind of duck under it, and it goes, and it like kind of looks at all of you like with this look on its face, and then it just kind of covers its face, and it runs. You see like a vent above you. It just reaches up, grabs the lip of this vent, and just pulls itself into it, and it's just gone. You can hear it kind of scuttle away somewhere deeper into the hospital as it does that.
I turn towards Roberta and Wendy and just. What was that?
Yeah, you're probably all gonna have to roll stability. It's pretty good.
Oh no. And not open
Remember,
this fucking
you can
granola
go under in stability.
You don't want.
You have to beat 3. You will lose 4 if you don't win this
Have to
one.
beat 3.
Mary. I'm gonna risk it.
I'm
Not a
too.
6!
Yeah.
I also got a 6.
6!
Damn! The devil's lettuce.
Oh no!
I rolled the skull dice. I was like, oh.
We are doomed.
With that, you all hear Ed being attacked in the other room because the old hospital is, now that this thing's gone and you aren't dealing with it, you can hear a scuffle going in a room that's like kind of adjacent to yours. But we cut back to Ed. Ed, you now have the upper hand because you managed to dodge the one thing, so it's your turn to kind of do something.
How close is the weird body knife?
It's close enough that you could probably dodge for it.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna try to grab it.
Okay. I want to say you do that with ease. No need to roll for it or anything. What do you want to do with it?
Well, he's wielding a wheelchair, right?
Well, he kind of tried to hit you with it, and then it kind of like let go of it, so it scooted across the room. So now he's just kind of doing that thing that Henry Cavill did, where he's like reloading his biceps, and he's gonna kind of come for you.
All right, then gonna.
That's my sexuality.
I'm gonna try to stab him.
Henry Cavill reloading his biceps.
Do you do what?
I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna shank him.
Alrighty. Roll. I want to say that's probably scuffing, unless if you have a better idea.
No, I mean that. Yeah.
Seems right. Yeah. Okay. I want you to beat 3.
3. Well, you know what? I'm gonna use 2 more and just get that.
Get it in. So when you stab him, it goes in, and it feels like you're stabbing wax, like a giant wax figure, but it is bleeding. But what you notice from the blood is that it's not like normal blood. Like, you've seen blood before, and like how it can, come out of people, and, like, especially yourself, in all honesty. But like, it kind of has, it's like a wax blood. Like it looks more like goop. And it like kind of comes out in this clear, almost like a candle, and you stab into him and he doesn't seem to stop. Like, it doesn't stop him at all, and then he goes to punch you in the face. He did not pass. You hit him enough. It's almost like you stab into him and then just kind of keep going, which kind of bends him out a little bit, like if you were to poke into wax. So he doesn't have any bones or anything like that. It's almost like he's this big, gigantic wax thing at this point. And because you did that, it managed to bend him enough that when he went to go punch you, he missed. And with that, we cut back to you, all you.
Yeah, I need more of that turpentine.
Is there?
There more? There's more. There was like a whole bunch of it.
I'll grab some.
We have no idea what's
We have
in
no
there,
idea,
though.
know. No, we don't have any idea.
But I do know.
But you do know
I was gonna
that
grab it
something
for the
dangerous
full
happened?
porter.
Yeah, exactly.
I wanted to pull it for the full. I wasn't metagaming. I knew there was a full.
You don't
porter.
know that the porter's in the next room, but you do know that the porter is probably not something
He's in the
good.
hospital. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I figured
so
if
you would
anything, I
probably
thought we
take
could
it.
pour on him if he was
Right.
guarding the door.
Yeah.
Which
I
was-
got it. I got it. Oh, I got it.
Okay, we
Gotta
gotta
go get it.
Okay, well let's find out what that is, or we could just leave. We could just leave. No allegiances. We just leave.
No allegiance.
There are people in this hospital.
We are people in this hospital.
But there's a lot of us.
Okay, whatever.
Let's just go. It's right across the hall. Let's just
Okay,
go. And
yeah,
let's
sure.
just go
Let's
see
just-
if it's bad, then it's bad. And if it's not bad, well, it's great.
So, you all run... That's true. So you all run out into the hallway, and you see the double doors to the operating theater are stuck open because there's a wheelchair blocking it. And you can see Ed punching what looks like the porter, but he's all fucked up now. So we're going to do another back and forth between Ed. It's your turn because he punched you last, so now it's your turn to try and do something.
If I've still got the knife in him, I'm just gonna drive it upwards. Just go up.
So roll. I want to say scuffing beat 3 because there's resistance because he can kind of control his waxy form.
I'll just use 1 this time. Yeah, I got 4.
You got 4. Okay, so you cut up between him, and like his head kind of droops to the side in both ways, and you see this like wax blood kind of like gooping out of him. It doesn't spray or anything. It just kind of goops out of him. And what you notice, because some of it gets on your hand, is that it is burning hot. Like it's kind of like almost like you cut into an already burning candle and stuff. But he tries to grab you with both of his arms. and he grabs you on your shoulders, which gives everybody else an opportunity to do something. But
Can I look at? Am I looking at them through the split body?
Yeah, you can see them behind him. It's just like this
Bobby!
horrible thing.
Guys,
Bobby!
help!
Like, yeah, it's just the fuck. Oh god, and just gonna sploosh.
Attack.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna turpentine the fuck out of this thing.
Turpentine him. Shoot.
Turpentine.
Roll shoot. I want to say only 2 because you're sneaking up on him.
Cool, I'm gonna spend 1 and make it succeed.
So like from Ed's point of view, this thing is grabbing you. Its head is like drooping from side to side. There's dripping and stuff, and then all of a sudden you just see like holes form in it, and then it just starts to melt as like Bobby basically squirts it twice with the turpentine, and then just kind of dumps the rest of the bottle all over the thing, and you see this like wax figure just kind of melt between the floorboards of the operating theater. And that's when you notice that there's a latch underneath where you're standing in the floorboards of the operating theater.
I sure do need a nap, though. Totally picking up that niff.
How'd you know that was gonna work?
We found
There's
another one.
She's weird.
She's weird.
You know, that's fair. That's fair. I
We
think
threw it
I'm
on
weird.
something else.
I'm okay with that being added to a possible list of things that I am. Weird. I'll take it.
You guys find out anything? Cause I got these photos. I'm gonna show them the stuff that I found on my phone.
Oh yeah,
I
the
will look at
X-rays
them.
and the doodle of a bird.
And the
Bird doodle.
needles.
Oh yeah, the phlebotomizer.
God. I have science. I'd like to look at the things.
So what you gather immediately, and while you're looking at the phone for a second, Ed, when you look down, you see the latch. I want to say you probably just open it, and inside it's just a tiny cubby. It's not like it's a whole nother area or anything. It's just a tiny cubby, and all you find in it, it's used to be called a medico della peste, but nowadays it's commonly referred to as a plague doctor's mask.
Oh. Thing I was looking for in the office.
Yep, you found it with your snooping. And then Bobby, you're looking at the phone. You see the X-rays of Jared and Dee, their hands. You notice their hands have these plastic bits where their finger bones should be.
Yeah.
Which is probably what you also have.
Yeah.
That's why your hand hurts.
And we know whose other fingers are in Roberta now.
Yeah.